Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be painting one of the Titans from Mythic Battles Pantheon. The Titan that was picked by Ali is Kronos. We have this is one of the two-part minis. His hand, quite nicely, just fits into there, and there he is. He's a big fella. As you may be able to see, he's a big fella. But we're going to try and do this stage by stage so that you can see what we're doing. To be honest though, I am quite pleased with the way this looks just being primed. Weird, I know, but there we are. All this area around here where it's smoke was quite effective just with the primed part. All I've done is primed it white, then sprayed over it with black, and then give it a dusting more in certain parts with the white primer, and that's what's given this effect. And it does look quite effective, but we're not leaving it like this. Although really we could do, but we aren't. But we could do, but we aren't. But never mind, we're not going through that. So where we're going to start? Right, first off we are going to start with White Scar. This is one of the air paints, so I'm not going to be using the palette for this. I'm just going to enforce some of the... In fact, no, I'm not going to use that. I'm not going to use that. No, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to start off with Clenched yellow. Into that we're going to pop some, when I can see it, it's around somewhere. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, where are you? No, that's not you. There we are. Into that we're going to pop some Troll Slayer orange. Into that we're going to pop some Evil Sun Scarlet. Into that we're going to pop some Wazdaka red, or possibly Corn red, which is the darkest. Corn red is the darkest, but that is a base colour. We'll go with Wazdaka red. And we also want some Abaddon black. Abaddon black, Abaddon black, Abaddon black. We'll go with some Inky by Darkness. A little bit, not too much. Possibly Inky by Darkness, possibly Eshin Grey. We might even use both yet, don't know. Administratum Grey and Ulthuan Grey. These are all the ones that I'm thinking of using in this project. Let's pop the ones we're using to one side. We can get rid of all the others. Pop them out of sight, out of mind. We may call on some of these a little bit later, who knows, just to add a little bit of colour to the proceedings, but there again, we may not, you never know. We'll see how we go with it, but we're starting off with, just to give you an idea of how big they are, that's how big the mini is. So, Clenched yellow to start off with. We want quite a bit of this. When I say quite a bit of this, I mean quite a bit of this. that on the go. Next we want some Troll Slayer orange. Which is that one. So I'm just trying to make sure that we've got everything on camera, because I've zoomed in quite a bit because of that great big splodge of green paint in one corner. So we have the Troll Slayer orange. I'll give that a bit of a wash out now. We may have to go back into these once again as time goes on. Next, this time, Evil Sun Scarlet, which is that one. And the reason I'm putting them all out instead of just going bit by bit is because we have to rush when we're doing this part. Next, White Stack of Red. You'll see why we have to rush, because we're doing a bit of wet in wet blending for this character. And there we go. So that's that. We may yet, as I say, use some other colours as well, but for the time being these are the only ones we're going to be using. So Flash Gets Yellow, and that's going to be going all over these areas here. And once I've done one area of this, I will be coming back to blending rather than just keep doing the whole thing. I will be what's the word I'm looking for? I will be doing this in stages, because, as I say, it's wet in wet blending. I need to do areas of this while certain the other parts are still wet, so I can hardly go and wait until something dries before I continue. And we'll just make sure that all of the areas that we want as flame is as such. And now we'll get into the orange. And some areas of this are going to what's the word I'm looking for? Going to be a little brighter than others, which is what we want, really. And also don't think that detail is going to be lost. With some things, our details won't look right, because once we've done certain parts with this, like here, we are going to be dry brushing it with a different colour just to bring out the detail and make it look as though there are things beyond the flame, as it were. Just give the brush a bit of a rinse, and then we'll go into the red. This is the Evil Sun Scarlet, and we'll add this to certain parts of the mini. I may actually allow this part to dry. I'll see how it goes first of all. Because I'm thinking if I allow this part to dry, then I can dry brush the darker colours on. And make it look a little more realistic fire. I'm not quite sure how to run this one, because we do have quite a lot of detail in this already. And so what was I going to say then? Oh yeah, and we have other colours to add to this, so it may be an idea once I've done this part to allow it to dry, and then we can continue with a dry brush. Oh yeah, and we'll go on to other areas. This is going to be flame, which is all down the bottom here. If you look at a flame, the brighter areas are the lower areas, and white, yellow, that kind of thing. When it gets cooler at the end of the flame, that's when you start seeing the reds, oranges, reds, that kind of thing. It depends on what kind of flame it is. You may see greens and blues in it as well. So if you follow that rough guide, and whites and yellows at the base, and then on the darker colours in the flame towards the tip of each flame, then you won't go far wrong when you're painting flames. There we are. That's that bit done. Now I am going to paint other areas with the red as well, and those areas are kind of like here, because I want to make it look as though there's lava or some such heat being generated. And when we, I've just realised I've missed a little bit of flame there, so I might as well get that done now while I'm here. Into the yellow. Oops. through the flame tip. And I'm going to paint his entire body with the red. You'll see why later. It's not going to stay this way. I have a cunning plan, and I hope my cunning plan works. So you will see what I'm meaning as time goes on, so don't judge at the moment from this. It is by no means, and I mean no means, a finished product. Right, next job. I'm going to ignore this brush for the time being and go to one of my dry brush brushes, where I've done with them earlier. And get my alternate palette out. And we will just dry brush some dark red. This is the Wazdaka red. We'll dry brush this over the top, over the flame areas. Not that you can see much of a difference with it, I know. In fact, I can't see any difference with it whatsoever, so I'm just going to give up with that. What we'll have to do is go over there, because I've missed completely a very thin line of grey. Okay, there we are. The thing with red paint is it dies. The dye in the red paint is very, very strong. This was a brand new brush, I've only just used it. That is the colour of the brush now. That was the colour of the brush before I put it in the red. As you can see, red paint dies. It's one of those situations that can't be helped. Right, so what we have now is that so far. Okay, and I need to get back into the red, because that part there, this is the Evil Sun Scarlet. That bit there is his so far looks a bit like Hellboy. But, yeah. Next job, I think we're going to do the metal areas. There are a few chains knocking around on this fella. So we're going to do the metal areas, and for that we're going to use what we usually use, Warplock bronze. We're going to pop some of this on our palette. We don't need as much as we do for the reds and yellow And I'm just going to go over and paint all the chains. There we go. And as you can see, these are quite well well detailed chains, so we can actually see how they go and how they fit together in each link very, very clearly, so we don't want to be missing any, because it will stand out like a sore thumb if we do. And I'm not overly worried about covering every single part with this paint. I'm just as long as I get into the grooves and the creases, and that's the important part with this, because this is just a shadow colour for the metallics. And sometimes if you miss a little bit and you've got a bright undercoat or a bright primer, it gives a nice effect. Not saying all the time, just some of the time, and I think with this it might do that, but we'll find that out. So I just want to go back into the yellow and add a little bit here where I've missed. And a little bit of orange just to tie it all in. There we are. And that, I think, is that for... oh, no. A little bit of red up there. And the bicep area of this arm, just a little bit of red. There we go. Right, let's just go around now and make sure everywhere is covered. And it looks like it. So now we have the fun part. In fact, there is something I have forgotten to do. Let's get some more yellow on the go.
So I'm going to have what looks like a kind of like a flaming blade. It's not going to be a flame on this side. I don't actually want it to be metal either, but I do want a little bit of this bright colour underneath what I am going to put down. Pop that there for a second. I'm going to leave that to dry and then I'll come back and dry brush over that part. Little bits of red I need to touch up on there. As I said, I'm just going back and making sure every word that I need doing is done before I do this next bit. There we go. Alright, almost like I said, there's a little bit there that I want to get into, but I can't because my brush is a bit too big for the job. There we are, just in there. That will do. And I'm going to paint the inside of the eye sockets with this red. There we are.